So, hi, I'm Farmer Michelle, and I'm thinking about doing a series on farm economics from the perspective of a direct-to-consumer market garden farm, or a mixed veggie farm, specialty crop farm, whatever you want to call it. I figure I'll give us like a baseline, who I am, what my farm is. That is the primary lived experience from which I will be speaking from. But a lot of the info I have for speaking on the business side, the economic side of farms like mine, which can also include small poultry and meat operations. I am in community with medicinal herb farmers and flower farmers as well. So there's, a few kind of offshoots, but my primary experience is from vegetable farming. And so I think I'm going to do a series on that because it's become clear to me that there's just a lot of gaps in our knowledge of what farming is here in America. So to begin, I'll just say that I own and operate a farm that I called Hasquiet. In my native language, that is Good Rain. So it is Good Rain Farm. And I chose to focus on indigenous first foods and tribal varieties of all our common crops. So varieties that tribal nations steward and cared for that are now considered heritage or heirloom seeds and varieties. And but of course I grow a whole variety of mixed veg so that we have diverse diets, which is really important. I am located here in Troutdale, Oregon. I myself am an indigenous woman. I use she, her pronouns. I am Arrow Lakes, or Lakes, by way of Colville Confederate Tribes, which is north central Washington, is where the reservation is. However, my ancestors' traditional territories spanned between the Canadian and American borders there in northern Washington. The Arrow Lakes themselves, the actual lakes, are located in Canada and are considered the headwaters of the Columbia River. And our creation story, both that of my people, but we share the same creation story with the Columbia River itself. So I can speak to that some other day. And so those are the foods and varieties I focus on. I sell direct to consumer, which means primarily a community supported agriculture food boxes. People prepay right about now. You can sign up right now. And then I deliver from May, June, July, August, September, October, and November, paying you back in vegetables to your prepayment, pre-order of these seasonal food boxes. They're farmer's choice. I choose what goes in there. I'm doing the research on crop variety and diversity that you're receiving in the box. So that's primarily what I do. I do sell a little bit to wholesale. I've worked with institutions, sat in rooms with hospitals, with schools, preschools. I've spoken with local small grocers, even kind of the mid-sized grocers, the local food co-ops, and New Seasons Market are viable options for a farm like mine, and lots of restaurants. There's always restaurant sales to be had. There's a few value-added folks who would buy in small quantities from smaller farms like ours. I don't currently pool my produce in with another with like multiple farms, and then that gets shipped out in bulk, out distributed, essentially a distributor. I don't engage in that very much. It's more middlemen than I would like, which cuts into our profits. So direct to consumer, again, that's farmers markets, CSAs, direct wholesale to restaurants and local grocers, as well as schools, are viable options for small farms like mine. So stay tuned for more info, but there is the intro.